Hello guys, and welcome to yet another Franklin Sports and Games, and obviously Opponent's Production. I'm Snowden, and I'm gonna make a Happy Wheels video soon, but Franklin Sports and Games, I'm just really in the mood for that. I'm snowed in. I can't really do anything else besides play Xbox and make videos. So right now, we're gonna do another sports and games. The first sports and games that I did was on best NFL state rivalries. Second one was, I think game developers. And now this is probably gonna be my last NFL one until the season starts later in the year again. About the NFL, and it's about best NFL legacies as of. So, the best team legacy. So let's just jump into it. Coming in at number 5 is the New York Giants. They weren't always the best team in the league, and overall, right now they're doing pretty well. They didn't make the playoffs, no, but last year they did win the Super Bowl, and for the past decade they've just been really good. That's really been bringing up their standards out of all NFL teams. A lot of people, if you just started following the NFL and stuff, maybe like a couple of years ago, you would have found out that you would have thought that the Giants were the best team. They have Eli Manning, they have Tuck, they used to have Barber and stuff, and ever since I think around 2000, 1995, since then they were really starting to just do really well, and they've really grown as a team and as a franchise overall. I think they've won about 4 Super Bowls in total, and including 2012 and I think 2008, somewhere around there. Eli Manning was the MVP in 2008. I'm not really sure about 2012. Remember those great plays and stuff. So I think the Giants are number 5 on my list. So let's go. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the Dallas Cowboys. Now, a lot of people would disagree. Lately, the Cowboys have not been really the best team. They didn't make the playoffs for the past couple of years, and they were so close to coming this year. They lost to the Redskins in their last game of the season, and that's why they couldn't make it. But overall, I think they've been a great franchise. Back in the day, like a long time ago, the Cowboys were actually a really good team. They have 5 Super Bowl championships, more than the Giants, one less away from tying for the most team franchise. So the Cowboys really have a good team overall, I think, as a franchise. Right now the team is really struggling. As many people know, I think their tight end or something is in jail for killing one of their other teammates in a car crash. Something about that, the Cowboys are really just the hype of hysteria. I mean, Tony Romo gets criticized a lot. The Cowboys get criticized a lot. It's just not a great position for the Cowboys to be in. And especially because the Texans are now doing so well after this year. And I think next year they're going to really, pack a punch. They're going to do really well. I think the Cowboys are just under a lot of pressure right now. But overall, the Cowboys, I think, are a great franchise. And that's why they make number 4 at my list. Coming in at number 3 is the New England Patriots. Lately, they have been very good, and they're really just a dominant team, especially they used to have Moss and they have Tom Brady. They're really just a dominant team overall. They don't have the best defense, but their offense really just brings a lot of points. I'm not sure, but I think they have around 4 Super Bowl championships, maybe 5. They're really a good team, and they've always been a good team. Since Tom Brady joined, they've really just dominated their conference, or their division, with the Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins. Even though I am a Jets fan, I have to say that the Jets will probably never win their division until Tom Brady, moves on or retires. I don't think Tom Brady's ever going to be traded because the Patriots really need him. if without Tom Brady, their really just offensive stats are gonna go down. They don't have a good defense overall, but the Tom Brady really just brings it up. Tom Brady just speaks Patriots. Once you hear about the Patriots, you have to think Tom Brady. But overall, the Patriots are a really good, just a really good franchise, and they have a lot of skill. They've brought much to the table in their Eastern AFC division, and they're really just dominated every year. They basically make the playoffs, I think, every single year, and they're just a dominant team overall. It's just a lot of fun to see the Patriots play, because it doesn't matter if they're playing the Texans, the Giants, or like the Browns or the Chiefs. It's either going to be a blowout, which is always kind of fun to watch, or a close game, which is even better. The Patriots really bring a lot to the table in order of stats, and I think they're going to be a dominant team for the rest of their franchise history. So, on to the next. Coming in at number 2 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of people would say that they're the number 1 franchise in NFL history, but I would have to disagree. Yes, the Steelers have the most Super Bowl wins out of every team, and that's just about 6. But a lot of other teams have 5 or 4. But on the other hand, there are tons of teams that have never even won a Super Bowl. I think the Ravens just recently won their first one, or maybe their second. I'm not sure. But the Steelers are a dominant team overall. Big Ben Roethlisberger, and they used to have Hines Ward. I mean, they have a dominant franchise. They've had tons of amazing wide receivers. They have a history of good quarterbacks, and Ben Roethlisberger can take a hit. It's not like Chad Pennington, who just trips on the ground and he's out for 4 weeks. No, Ben Roethlisberger can get sacked like 5 times in a game, and he's still back. They're an amazing team overall, but I don't think they take the number 1 spot. Yes, they've won a lot of Super Bowls, but that doesn't mean that they're the best. You need to have a consistent team that can really pack a punch every year, not just one off, one on, one off, one on. That's not how you should do things. You should be consistent, and you have to be precise. The Steelers were consistent before. Now they're kind of a little lax. They haven't made the playoffs this year, but they're still a dominant team overall. So, on to the number 1. Taking the number 1 spot in the best NFL franchise in history is the Green Bay Packers. Yep, that's right, the Cheeseheads, the green and yellow. They've been really just a dominant team overall. I think they have about 5 or 4 Super Bowl wins because they won the first ever Super Bowl, the second ever Super Bowl, then just to be stopped by the Jets, which is kind of surprising. You think the Jets are not very good, but they won the 3rd Super Bowl, stopping the Green Bay Packers. So, why do the Green Bay Packers have such a dominant franchise? Well, let me tell you. The Packers are just a dominant team overall. They have Aaron Rodgers. They have a bunch of good wide receivers. Right now they're not the best team overall though. But in the beginning of the NFL, they were the most dominant team. Just like, about the Patriots today. There's no stopping the Patriots, just like the Packers in the beginning. They won the first 2 Super Bowls back to back. That's the first time ever anyone has done it, and obviously because it was the first and second. And the Jets went and stopped them, but that didn't stop the Packers from dominating. They rolled over all of their opponents, and they're just a dominant team overall. Sorry this video had to be cut short, but that's the end of Franklin Sports and Games. And remember, it's a Pones production. And just remember, everybody, stay frosty.